Hello, hashtag my global family. This is Drea Beta, coyote walking in this world, real life Aslato Pebble superhero, proud two-spirit indigenous warrior. This morning, I am here to talk about a very serious issue. The first document that I'm going to share with you is a statement from President Stokes regarding a fatal shooting that happened at the University of New Mexico this weekend. So this email is dated November 19th. This is from President Stokes, the University of New Mexico, current president. It is with great distress and sadness that I come to the Lobo community regarding an incident that occurred on our Albuquerque campus early this morning that resulted in the shooting death of a University of New Mexico student and injuries to another individual who was visiting campus. Law enforcement has needed to thoroughly process the scene and speak with potential witnesses before providing important information to the community at large. I know the delayed communication has left room for speculation and concern, which has caused considerable anxiety among many of our residents. On behalf of the university, I regret that we could not be more expedient in our transparency as the events unfolded and the investigation progressed. Here are the facts as we know them. At approximately 3 a.m. on November 19th, 2020, the University of New Mexico Police Department, UNM PD, and the Albuquerque Police Department, APD, responded to a report of a shooting at 301 Girard Northeast. Upon arrival, APD officers learned that during the altercation involving a 19-year-old male UNM male student and a 21-year-old male NMSU student, the 19-year-old male was fatally shot and pronounced deceased at the scene. The 21-year-old male also sustained gunshot wounds and is in stable condition after being transported for medical treatment. The entire local community is shaken by this incident, and we mourn the death of one of our students and the injuries sustained by another individual. The impact of this experience is life-changing for so many and will extend far beyond the expressions of grief and sense of loss, and far beyond the local community. I cannot express how deeply saddened I am by this tragedy on so many levels. We are providing support and resources to anyone in our community, especially our resident Lobos, impacted by this tragic and traumatic experience. The University of New Mexico Student Health and Counseling will be operating emergency drop-in counseling tomorrow, November 20th from 10 to 4 in the 3 locations of campus, including the Student Health and Counseling Shack, African American Studies Student Services, and Student Resource Center Room 209. Immediate support is available via the Shack on Lobo Respect Advocacy, after hours crisis lines, which can be accessed by calling Shack at 505-277-3136 or by calling Lobo Respect at 505-277-2911. Using these resources, UNM students are always able to connect to care anytime. All members of the university community are likely to be processing these difficult events, and these resources are available to all students, whether directly impacted or not. Academic accommodations should be first coordinated with faculty. If students need assistance making academic accommodations, they may contact Lobo Respect. Student Health and Counseling is grateful for the university, for UNM Hospital Department of Psychiatry, and the New Mexico Health and Human Services Behavioral Health Services Division for augmenting the emergency drop-in counseling services. News of violence on and near our university campus has been on the front of mind on a national level, especially in recent weeks, and we must do everything in our power to provide a safe and secure environment for our local community, especially for those who live on campus. We know that gun violence has become a national public crisis. Both UNM policies and New Mexico state law clearly prohibit the carrying of guns and other weapons on our campus. I cannot emphasize strongly enough that anyone aside from those with authorized exceptions found to be carrying weapons on campus is subject to appropriate disciplinary and criminal action. While I understand the challenges that come with being on an open campus in an urban environment, I refuse to believe that violence of any kind is an acceptable condition of university or city life. As someone who lives and works on this beautiful and unique campus, I like to think about the safety of our community every day, both physical and psychological. Being aware of one's surroundings is sound advice at any time, but we should also feel safe at the place that we call home. Garnett S. Stokes, President of the University of New Mexico. Family, that was the first statement that was released by our president. And now I'm going to go ahead and go to the local news report. on what was stated about this case. And this is from the Albuquerque Journal from this morning. What led to a shootout between students at rival schools, UNM and NMSU, on Saturday? This is by Ryan Botel, and he's a journal staff writer, and it was published on Sunday. A University of New Mexico student conspired with 3 other students to lure a New Mexico State University basketball player onto campus Saturday, leading to a shootout that left the UNM student dead and the basketball player wounded, New Mexico State Police said Sunday. Brandon Travis, a 19-year-old UNM student, was killed, and Mike Peake, a New Mexico State University basketball player, was injured in a shooting on UNM campus at around 3 a.m. on Saturday. UNM and NMSU postponed the rival basketball game because of the shooting. There were 3 scenes marked off by crime tape around the roundabout on Redondo, just north of Johnsonville, on Sunday. The New Mexico State Police said the altercation between Travis and New Mexico NMSU student led to the shooting. The Journal confirmed the NMSU student was Peake, a junior forward for NMSU's men's basketball team. According to a news release from New Mexico State Police, Travis plotted with 3 other UNM students, a 17-year-old girl and 2 males, to lure the basketball player to the campus and assault him. Once on campus, Travis, armed with a firearm, confronted and shot the victim. The victim, who also had a firearm, shot Travis, state police said. Peake was taken to a local hospital following the shooting, the Journal confirmed Saturday. The girl and 2 males fled after the shooting, police said Sunday. The female was later arrested and booked into a juvenile detention center on suspicions of aggravated battery and conspiracy, according to police. The other 2 males have been identified by state police, the news release states. Agents are working with the district attorney to determine what, if any, charges they face. State police does not identify victims or those not yet charged with a crime. Police didn't identify the 3 individuals on Sunday. Rhonda Newberry-Torres, the pastor at Lutheran House on campus, set up a memorial and handed out roses to students near Alvarado Hall, which is where the shooting happened. My niece and nephews live at the Lutheran House, very close on campus. This is very concerning and upsetting, not only as a UNM student, but as an auntie uncle who has students who live on campus. There was crime scene tape around the entrance at Casas de Rio and on the sidewalk and a nearby parking lot on Sunday evening. There are young adults with a lot of pain and a lot of fear, and folks are looking for someone to talk to, Newberry-Torres said. They are feeling scared, and they need to know that they are loved and cared for. Isby Rhodey, a UNM freshman, was one of the students who took a rose from Newberry-Torres. She said the campus was somber and quiet throughout the weekend because of the shooting. It was definitely really scary. It would definitely made me nervous to come to campus, she said. When I did come back, it was really eerie. It was really quiet, and it seemed like everyone was in shock about it. Words cannot describe the heartbreak and dismay the UNM family is feeling over the emerging information concerning the incident this weekend. These ill-fated events have led to great loss and sorrow for many, said Cinnamon Blair, a UNM spokeswoman, said Sunday. The UNM administration has followed the investigation closely and is grateful for the work of the state police and the support provided to them by the UNM Police Department and APD. Most of all, we are grateful for the strength of the entire Lobo community. Saturday night's game between the Lobos 3-0 and their in-state rival, Aggie rival 1-1, was a highly anticipated matchup. It has not yet been determined if Saturday's postponed rivalry game in the pit will be rescheduled. Aside from logistics of finding dates available for both teams to play, UNM Athletic Director Eddie Nunez acknowledged university leadership from both schools will be consulted about whether it is practical or safe to reschedule the game this season. He said the decision could be made as early as Monday. For now, the December 3rd rivalry game to be played in the Pan American Center in Las Cruces is still scheduled. Meanwhile, neither NMSU Athletic Director Mario Moncia nor the NMSU head men's basketball coach Greg Haler have made any public comments since the incident, and the school on Sunday announced Haler's normally scheduled Monday news conference has been canceled. It remains unclear when either will talk to the media again. The Aggies' next scheduled game is Friday in Las Vegas, Nevada, against the University of San Diego in the Las Vegas Invitational. UNM is scheduled to play Jacksonville State University Friday in Albuquerque. Journal staff writer Jeff Grammer contributed to this report. Family, I want to remind you that not very many months ago, our former UNM GPSA president, Mohammed Afzal Hussein, was also shot walking from his home nearby campus. Now this weekend, we have a rivalry incident with basketball in which there's a premeditated action to lure someone to assault them by a UNM Lobo student family. I am a Lobo. And unfortunately, this incident colors all of our communities. And I'm asking for help. I'm asking for awareness as to what exactly is going on, not only here in Albuquerque, not only at the University of New Mexico, but in our US society in general. We have a gun culture that is killing our own people. I literally had a family member who was cheering on a TV show the other day, and she wanted the cop to shoot, shoot, shoot. And I said, no, he can't shoot. He's in an apartment building. If he doesn't hit the person, he could be killing someone who's in the apartment next door, where our families live and thrive and go to school. So family, it is with a heavy heart that I am reporting the shooting that happened this weekend at the University of New Mexico to my global family of 26,000 followers. And I'm asking for all of us to do something about this, to think differently, to speak out, and to create change that will protect our families. Because I am terrified for my niece and nephews. They live at UNM, family. When it was reading about the pastor at the Lutheran house, that's where they live. That I'm grateful that they have that leadership there and that person who is taking care of them. I'm so grateful for all the support they get there. But they are UNM students who live not very far from where that shooting occurs. And they have Black bodies because they are from Madagascar, and I love them dearly. And in the United States, that marks them. Our bodies are marked by violence the darker our skin is, because we live in US empire, because we live in a gun-happy society. My friends, my colleagues, my fellow Lobos are being killed. And violence is being enacted on NMSU students. What is going on, family? What is going on? So please raise awareness of what's happening to all of the victims of gun violence throughout our country and throughout the world. Have a good Monday, family.